Well, that leads to another newer segment that I like to throw out there from time to time. I'm calling mail fraud. That's where I steal ideas from other podcasts or things I've read other places. But this week I was listening to the 3-0 show on The Athletic, part of their baseball podcast network, I guess. They had an interesting idea, and this will play out obviously at the end of the season after the World Series, but they at this moment they wanted to make a bet with each other. I think you and I can frame this as you and I are going to bet here, but I'll give you the option. You can pick any 3 teams to win the World Series, or you can choose to give me those 3 picks and take the field, take the other 27 teams. So this kind of forces you into, you can obviously take the 3 best teams. I think there's probably 4 or 5 great candidates out there. So do you risk losing out on the wildness of baseball, as we've seen craziness like even the Atlanta Braves winning the World Series as recently as last year, despite being I think sub 500 at this point, before they traded for an entirely new outfield and things just skyrocketed from there. But what is more appealing to you? Have your choice of 3 or to take the field? If we were going to make a bet, and we'll figure out the terms of this bet as we go, maybe later in the season. Probably involves beer or tickets to a ball game or something, but we'll figure that out. I told you this last night, so you had plenty of time to think about it.
I didn't understand it last night. I understand it now, so I'm going to take the field.
The field. Okay, well, that gives me my choice of 3 teams. I thought you might take 3 teams. So what I was thinking would happen is you take, the Astros, the Yankees, and the Dodgers, but that would obviously mean you couldn't have your White Sox, as you predict are going to win the World Series every year. But maybe you're not so confident at this point.
Well, not every year. It was the Giants I started predicting every year after they won 3 out of 5 years, including beating the Tigers.
So now you're going to predict 27 teams will win the World Series as opposed to the 3 I pick.
Yeah, I trust in your poor pickmanship. So I have full faith in that. So go right ahead.
I actually think you've got the better side of this, but I'll play by my own rules and select. I have to select the Yankees, don't I? They're one of the best teams. I think
you can do whatever you want. You could select Baltimore if you like. They're only 4 games under 500 right now.
Give me some help here. I've got to go with the Astros. I think the Astros are actually hotter and projected for the second half to be even better than the Yankees.
They're only 9-1 in their last 10. Don't get too excited about them.
And just for whatever reason, I hate it, but I gotta go with the Dodgers. They just have the resources and everything they need to win the World Series. It's amazing they've only won 1 in this run they've had. And it was a 60-game season, so that's got that asterisk forever. So those are going to be my 3. So that leaves you, teams like the Padres. Who would you be most excited about now that I've chosen my 3 of the remaining teams?
Well, you look at this list and you wonder about the Padres because they're on the verge of becoming healthy, and they're 12 games over 500, not so healthy. So we see that. I'm excited about the Padres. We got the Mets. Let's not leave out the Mets.
Don't forget the Mets. Yeah, I haven't even mentioned them.
They
the Mets typically.
They could be getting a Jacob deGrom back and Max Scherzer's back. So that's a team
is on the cusp of being back. He just threw in a single A game. I think he threw 2 innings and had 5 strikeouts. Just throwing, it's not fair throwing a bunch of 19-year-olds 100 plus miles an hour on every pitch, but that's DeGrom.
And then with the ebb and flow of this game of baseball, you've got teams like the Tampa Bay Rays. You got the Toronto Blue Jays, who could probably suddenly turn it on at any point.
Yeah.
Even though they've been kind of struggling. They've been up and down all season.
That lineup is impressive.
And then, you're still the Boston Red Sox, too. So I notice I've not mentioned one team in the AL Central. And that's because
you have not.
One of the reasons is if the Minnesota Twins should make it, we know what'll happen. They'll lose all 3 of their playoff games in the first round because
most likely they'll be matched up with the Yankees somehow.
That's what they do. They don't win in playoff games at all.
I think they're 0-18 in their
Yeah.
last 18 playoff
So
games.
I'd rather
Wow.
see anyone else in that division, anyone else,
Mhm.
Cleveland, Detroit, Kansas City, obviously the White Sox, win that division to at least give us a playoff win per chance. Anyway, that's I like my chances because
I like your chances too.
I gotta say
Baseball's fucking weird.
I'm amazed too that two very injured players on the Yankees have not suffered any long-term injuries yet, and that's Stanton and Judge.
Yep.
Now, Judge bet on himself, so it seems it's working right now. It's working very well
Kinda
right now.
working his way
Uh,
into one of the biggest contracts in sports
yeah,
history, most likely. So yeah, it's going to
yeah.
be interesting to see how that plays out.
So we'll see, but yeah, I don't know. I like this bet. So we will have
Now that you
to
understand it, yeah, that's much
yeah,
better.
yeah, now we will now have to figure out what it is that we put on the line.
Maybe that's the a-hole poll this week. What should we be betting for? Let the people decide.
Let the people decide.
You can find that the a-hole poll officially at Socks Type Thing on Twitter. Be on the lookout for that.
Word Hole Media.